welcome our biggest celebrity over here. Give it up for Rama ma'am. She's going to go first. Yes. Okay. So we had a nice intro by our dear Akash. So Rama ma'am, she's such a darling. I just called her, ma'am, like this. We have an event. I want to call all four, business women. Like I want to call them and show them how they can be very inspiring. Give them, a sense of direction. Like you can be like this. So Rama ma'am is going to tell us, ma'am, why do you do what you do?
Thanks, Jessica. Good afternoon to all of you. So why do I do what I do on a daily basis? I'm a management consultant, almost for about 3 decades, working across the sectors, whichever is the sector. I come from a domain called management systems, which deals with the standards, certifications and regulations that businesses have to manage or comply with internally. So what is it that I've been doing for the last 3 decades is, from our organization, guiding businesses, helping businesses, small, medium, large, startups, on large scale basis, whatever it is, to implement all these things in addition to strategic advisory. So 3 decades of my journey, I love, I enjoy on a daily basis, because this is one domain which deals with knowledge space, where we have to kind of learn, unlearn and relearn on a daily basis. So as advisors, consultants, if we are not updated, upskilled, we cannot do this. And my contribution to this startups and innovators is very, very small drop in the ocean. That's again, I picked up a passion. My passion is make in India, to make products developed in India, and that is why we encourage innovations and we encourage startups. So almost about 10 years of my connect with this innovative ecosystem. I'm a member of Prei Chennai. Maybe that's where I picked up my passion for working with startups. My consulting domain is more deep. I have a deep connect with healthcare, be it health tech, medtech, services, products. So anything in the healthcare domain space, I used to interact with them. That's how I develop. Small way I contribute. My contribution is to help these startups and innovators with the go-to-market. Because the domain that I come from, as I said, the standard certifications and regulations are critical. Unless you comply all these 3, your product or a service cannot go to the market, especially in a regulated sector. So this is where innovators, startups need a lot of hand-holding and support, without which the go-to-market will not happen. That's it about me. So I do what I do on a daily basis because I love what I'm doing. That's it. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you so much. So next we'll hear the same, like, why do you do what do you do?
So I'm basically an electronics engineer. When I was doing my engineering, first semester I had 1 arrear, second semester 2 arrears.
Hey, give it up! Please come on!
Third semester 3 arrears.
You will not clap for high CGPA. We don't need. You deserve this clap. Give it up again. Give it up again. Come on. Yes. So yes, we are very proud of you. See where you are today. So you should get arrears. No, don't get arrears. Your parents will kill me. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
So I passed out in the year 2007, where is the era of placements. So it is very essential to speak in English. I am from Madurai, down south of Tamil Nadu, where I don't even able to frame single sentence in English. So I started learning my So I started my English. A says B says C says B says C says in the age of 18, 19. So I had the fear of what am I going to do after my engineering, because placements were right, left. Started learning English, then it's turned into a communication class. Still, only then I got to understand we need to have something here. Communication can't help us getting a job in engineering field. So I had to grab every opportunity that comes in my way. So I started my career with Eureka Folks in direct sales. I was selling vacuum cleaner on the streets of Chennai. I came to Chennai to attend interviews, but that has become my cup of tea. Today I'm a full-time sales girl. We develop medical devices, we transfer the technology. Till I'm like one entrepreneur. entrepreneur, tech-driven company entrepreneur, but still I have zero knowledge in my technology. I learned the technology only after it has been developed to sell it in the market. So we find the market, we find the opportunity. I look for the problem. I identify the problem. I identify the audience. We develop the design, and then we transfer the technology. So basically, my role is to bring in business, bring in investment, and finally find the market to transfer the technology. So why I love to do this job every day is like I'm learning every day. Today, I have completed my MBA in Innovation, Entrepreneurship, Venture Development with CGPA of 9.85, and I bagged my gold medal. So, I'm also pursuing my PhD in Innovation Management to come up with the assessment tool for innovations, so that it will be helpful for the investors to decide on like what technology they could fund in. So, why I love to do this, like I started grabbing every opportunity that comes in. So every day I'm finding some opportunity to learn, to grab, to yearn, to explore. And that's the reason I'm here also. So thank you so much.
I think that was a very wonderful journey from where all we saw how you develop mistake, and we are very happy that you're here, ma'am. Next, let's hear from our guy in expert field. Come on, ma'am. Why do you do what you do?
Thank you, Jessica, for this opportunity. And I feel really happy to be a part of this team and addressing to young, talented minds. So thank you for this opportunity. Congratulations to all of you. I think you are here for a reason, so celebrate. The reason must be celebrated. Once again, congratulations to all of you. And coming back to Jessica's question now. What do I do and why do I do? We are basically into manufacturing of electronics and instrumentation control panels, and our specialization is into oil and gas and petrochemicals and hazardous areas. This is where we basically started. But like many people in the cine industry would say, I would also like to copy that we came into this industry by accident. We never intended to be in this industry, but I was always clear that I wanted to do some business, and I was looking for some opportunities where I could start working. And then we got an opportunity to work on engineering services for a client in abroad. So we started providing engineering services to them, and immediately after 6 months of starting this works, they came out with another opportunity that they are looking for a manufacturing facility in India who could do the manufacturing of panels to them. So this is how our journey started 15 years back, and then we said we will collaborate with you and set up a facility here in India to cater to you. And that is how my journey started. So I would like to always quote Ratan Tata's famous words like, I don't make right decisions, but take the decisions and then make them right. That is how it has worked out in my life most of the time. Because many times we plan, but sometimes we'll be forced to take the decision or make choices what is available before us. So this is about me, and thank you.
Unitech for ma'am, guys. I think 15 years you mentioned, right, ma'am? That's amazing, no? Staying in business for so long and all, not possible. So let's give a big round of applause. See, you have such real, hardworking and someone who has built sustainable businesses. In that order, let's hear from our dear Hema and how and why you do what you do.
Yes, hello, hi everyone. I think I must be the youngest of the lot. I can relate to you guys more.
Come on, guys! Relate with you. Come on.
So I am the director at Unitech group of companies. Again, this is a family business, and I am the second generation who's going into it. It was started by my father almost 3 decades ago. Yeah, but when I came into the business, right, So it's been this is a different ball game. I mean, many people might think, okay, it's your father's business, it's very easy for you, but no. Actually, I mean, I don't know, but the grass on the other side is always greener, probably. But for me, it's a whole new set of challenges which I'll have to face because for so many years together, the entire company is operating on a particular culture and a particular way. And when I come in with fresh ideas to change it or to expand it or to bring in new businesses, bring in new verticals, which I am doing, it's first challenging to make them unlearn. Like as ma'am said, you need to make the team first unlearn a bit and then relearn. So that's something that which I am breaking and kind of bringing in my ideas. So again, from whatever that I've learned and I've read about, I've seen, I would want to expand this particular business into multiple verticals, and that's where my focus is on with respect to our company. And in addition to this, so I have also been part of a particular early stage startup and helped to bring it a very early stage startup. So we were just two of us who were working, and to bring it into the market, and it's still growing. But yeah, so that experience is something which I will always cherish. And this is a very short intro about myself. And to answer to Desika's question as to why, it's just purely passion and nothing else. Since I was a child, I've been looking at business and decision making and leadership and everything, and that's inspired me a lot. I think that's gotten into me, and I really enjoy this particular this phase where you can bring out you have the freedom to bring out your ideas into action, and the challenges that you face and breaking those challenges and kind of achieving it gives you that sense of satisfaction. So the passion and satisfaction is something which drives me to do what I do every day. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Hema. So thank you all lovely ladies to share why you do what you do. Second is going to be a tough question. Very, very tough question in exam. We'll have one tough question. So tough question. So what was the hardest lesson? Like the most hardest part, like you just felt like giving up. I don't want to do more than this. Definitely everyone has that. Let's first acknowledge that. Everyone wants to give up at some point. There is a point where we always want to just close everything and run away. Mostly this happens when my mom talks about this thing called marriage for me. But most of us have one trigger point, right? So what is the thing? What is the incident that made you give up? Because I want our team wants our students to hear this so that when they come to that point, they have an idea of what they can do. So let's go from this side. Let's go from Ramya ma'am. Yeah.
This is a lot of incidents we can say in everyday business. Every day is a challenge, but every challenge comes with an opportunity. I am a person who never gives up, so I have never felt like giving up at any point of time. So that is why I stay in business for this 15 years and I have been enjoying what I do. But I can say a lot of incidents which were really tough. And I would share an incident which I faced when I started the company. So as I mentioned, when a company came forward to collaborate, they said you have to set up a factory, and the kind of agreement what I had with them was the first piece quality approval. We have to manufacture one product, and once they come and approve that product, then they give us all other orders. So then I did some basic works of checking how we have never been into a manufacturing sector. I don't know how it works. So then when I checked with a few others, they said you should have a factory, then you should have a team, you should have systems. Yes, I found a place in the city outskirts and the rent was around 1,50,000 15 years back for a 20 to 25,000 square feet building. And then we hired 8 members for performing different functions to start with. And then we defined all the basic stuff. And also we started the manufacturing. The first product was ready. We were focusing so much on quality because we wanted to get that first product approved. So we were all eagerly waiting for the approval. The client came, they did an audit, a thorough audit. They carried a big list of papers with them, which was quite new for me because I thought like they will come have a look of the product and give an approval. But there were a big set of questioners, and there were around 4 to 5 members from the client office who had come there. So after the audit, they said like, okay, we will go back and send the results. And when we found the results, we understood the operation was success, but the patient died. So that was a real, all my confidence was shattered that day to see the results, because they said the product is approved. The product is very good, the quality of the product is as per our requirement, it is approved. But the score of your other activities is not up to the mark. So as a company, you have failed. So I really did not understand the meaning of what they said at the time. And then when I probed back, they said, okay, we will let you know on what points you have to improve, and we'll give you some time, say for 1 month or 2 months, so that you complete all these points. We will conduct and re-audit, and then you can export the product. That's what they said. They were kind enough to do that for me. But then the real challenge came when I understood what were all the points where we didn't cope up. They said you need a factory license, and I said we need 10 people to get a factory license, but I have only 8. They said I won't bother. You need to get a factory license. Okay, then I said okay, I'll arrange. And then they said you have to get a pollution board clearance. Those things never occurred to me, that all these clearances have to be in place to start a manufacturing. And then, okay, then all this seems to be very easy when we hear. And when I went to the pollution control board, they said you have to submit us the building approval, all the topography sketch, whatever is the statutory requirements. They gave me the list of documents. But then the real challenge came when I contacted the building owner. He said it is an unapproved building. He said it is constructed in an agriculture area where I cannot get in building approval. So then I understood this work is not going to get completed in 3 months, and really felt so bad at that time, helpless, because my bank balance is disappearing. Like Zoomandrakali, every day it is disappearing. And my team is sitting there demotivated without any work. So that was a quite challenging time, and it was a big learning for us. And then we were so determined that we have to come out of the situation. So we found a way to come up, but we never gave a thought of giving up. So though she didn't ask me for the piece of advice, I would like to share here that never even give a small thought about giving up. Be determined that you have to come out of any challenges what you face. So this is one of the toughest incident what I faced. So when you all start, guys, be careful. You just have to be aware of what is required when you start. That's it.
Okay, that's very, very valuable, right, guys? These are the things that you should hear at this stage. So let's give it up for Ramya ma'am for being so transparent with us throughout that journey. We really appreciate it, ma'am. So next, let's go to that end. I'm gonna keep twisting it up, so you'll confuse. I'll confuse you. We'll hear from Hema the toughest, most giving up point.
Yes. So the toughest point for me would be during the time when I actually stepped into the company. Yes. So it had grown to a particular scale, and the entire industry was very new to me, and it was very tough for me to go in and learn it, and go to a scale where again it's the mindset of the people. They're like, who's this girl who's coming and just taking decisions here? We've been working here for so long. So that was a very, very challenging phase where I had to tell myself that okay, you need to just stay calm. You need to go take things the way they are, and then slowly turn them around along the mindset of the people. So that was particularly challenging, and how I overcame, as ma'am had said. So I like this, the passion for this all came up only with the fact that I do not want to quit. So that was something, because every day this was causing me a lot of mental stress as to why is this happening? Why am I feeling it very difficult? So but slowly with time, I grew up, and right now I'm pretty confident. I have brought in multiple changes in the organization. But looking back at that time, like 5-6 years before, that it really feels good that I have grown up from that stage to a more confident and a more equipped woman. So probably what I and I do have a very long way to go, right? That's there. But one thing which I would like to say is there will definitely be a lot of challenges. Entrepreneurship is known for its difficulties, is known for its challenges. Without challenges, there's nothing which you can achieve really great. But never ever to get bogged down by it. All it needs is one good night's sleep. Okay, that itself is a big challenge, but still, for me at least that's work. Like when I wake up in the morning, at least for that 1-2 hours, my mind is fresh. I am like, okay, fine. Today is a fresh day. Let me approach it with a different, mindset. And probably the day will not end in a good note, but that's okay. At least in the morning, I have that extra motivation to get me past during the day. So this is something that you can apply to anything, any problem, not only in your entrepreneurship, in your personal life, professional life, anywhere you can apply this, and you can sail through your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emma. You have guys. The most important thing, she said, mental health. How many of us really take that into consideration, or how many of you have heard this term, mental health? Mental health. Do you give some importance to yourself, like try to give space for peace of mind? Right? You do. Okay, what is the one peaceful thing like you do? Let's hear from the red shirt. I forgot your name. Akshita, okay. Can someone give her a mic? I'll keep doing this, ma'am, so that we have an interaction, right? Because mental health is very important. She brought up a very important topic, and you guys are going to be future entrepreneurs, yes? Yes? Yes, please clap. Yes. You want to be future entrepreneurs or not? You don't want to be? So, mental health is important because everyone will sometimes treat you like you are mentally ill only. So, our mental health should be important. Otherwise, they'll all make you mental and then tell you are mental. So, we should not let that happen. We should know how to handle it. Please tell us what is one thing you do for your peace.
So basically, I am a very ambitious person myself. So I used to be so focused on my academics and other extracurriculars, a lot of things. So to be honest, this is a good thing. Okay? You have to be productive, but it's not always suggested to be productive. It's okay to not be okay. Okay, sometimes you might not feel good. So at that time, you need a break. Take a break. It's necessary. Take a break. Go for nature walk. Do something that you like. Listen to music or read some book. Sleep. I do sleeping. That is what I do to escape.
Sleeping! Yeah, sleeping! Yes!
So sleep, eat whatever you want, go outside, enjoy, take a break. That's necessary. That's what I do.
Okay, thank you so much. It was very lovely. The toughest time, please.
So, immediately after engineering, 2007, I worked with Venugopal, and after 2011, I settled with my marriage, kids, and around 2014, I wanted to start something. So one thing I only know is sales. So I was looking for a product to sell in the market. So when I was looking for a product, I got to meet my current partner, Dr. Anil, who gave me a personal hygiene product for vaginal infection. So this guy was comfortably working with a pharmaceutical company, and he was heading a R&D department there. So I told him, like, I'll start the company for you. He told me, like, he's been continuously developing multiple products, and he didn't have that leverage of leaving the job and start a company. So he worked during his weekends, and he developed multiple products, and he's not able to position it in the market. So I thought it's only selling the product, right? I'm good in that. I can do it. We were selling vacuum cleaners. We were selling aqua guards. I could sell anything and everything. So I told I got the I made him comfortable to start the business. So I started the company in the year 2014. It's Resources Life Science. Registering MSME is very easy. And compliance for medical devices, compliance for personal hygiene products, drug control license, whatever Ramya said, Lana, factory license. So I struggled. Also, I didn't have much capital to spend for this because getting license, the registration fees is very less. But when it comes to other dynamics, all the others like the barriers which you will not be able to face it with just 40 lakhs even. Even more than that, you need where the registration cost is only 3,000, 4,000. Beyond that, you need 40 lakhs in your pocket without any invoice or anything. You need to pay people. So I don't have that money in my hand, so I need to wait for it. When it comes to drugs control, when it comes to factory license, when it comes to concern for not making hazardous to the air, water from pollution control board. So finally, somehow I started the business. I didn't pay anything because I have nothing to pay. I had few penny, all my marriage gift and the money I saved from my job. So I started the company bootstrapping it. So I got the license somehow. We started producing it. The bad thing about medical devices, if someone here who wants to start something in medical devices, biomedical or something for human medicines or something, please think 100 times before you start, because you can't start even doing a prototype without license. So you need to start your company, you need to set everything. So I had pretty good number of engineers in my family. So my husband, my father-in-law, everyone is mechanical engineers. So we thought we are not going to buy any equipment for the factory. We are going to set the factory on our own. So we started fabricating everything in our factory. So then I started studying about drug control license. So 1,350 square feet of factory setup is what required for the license what we were looking for. So we will set up a factory for 1,400 square feet. So inflow, outflow, everything is that UV set up for raw materials, UV set up for end product, everything is got set up. All of a sudden started running well. Now I'm capable of selling the product. I got to position it, and that is a different struggle how I positioned my product in the hospitals. Today almost like all the hospitals in Chennai have our product in the operation table. Beyond that, all of a sudden one day GST came. So without GST we will not be able to procure raw materials. So I don't know anything about GST. I don't have money to take service from consultants. So I thought I'll register for GST. I registered for GST, but I didn't learn about it because we need to do multiple filing on the same month. I didn't do anything. I didn't file it for 14 months. So if you didn't file GST for 4 months, it will be multiplying. So all of a sudden, a big money I had to pay if I want to run the business. Even if I want to live in this country, I need to pay that money. I felt like how stupid I am. I started something, and there were like 2 men who believed that I will run the show and they can come and join this company in the later period. I lost big money for not paying for not filing the GST properly. So that period I felt I'm not the right person to do the business. Let me stop here at least because we have earned so much, but we started losing money on this fine. And slowly I got to understand like there are consultants available, there are mentors available. So those days when we started the business, I am the first entrepreneur of the family. My father taught me like one mantra. I give you 1 rupees. I give you 1 rupee. It's okay if you don't make just 1 rupee 50 paise, but make sure you are not going to bring that down to 50 paise. Because they are typical government servants. My father was assistant commissioner, my mother was working with typical government servants. They told me like our family is not fit for entrepreneurship. So when I lost a big money on the compliances, I had multiple. I had to pay a big money for the GST. Other than that, we had compliance issues with factory license, drug control. So we had to solve one by one. So I would say it is not about the product. It is not about the market to start the business. It is all about the political influences, the economic influences, and also the legal influences a business has. If you are going to start a business, please have mentors with you. Get a few mentors who already has a business in your industry. who has already got drug control license, who has already got factory license, who have already worked with pollution control board. If you are going to patent your design, have someone who has already got the patent, trademarks, copyrights. Thank you.
And as Anbu said, like so much of that, whatever you plan might go wrong, a lot of things might happen, but the toughest times give us the biggest lessons and give us the biggest experience and makes us very, very strong. So with that, we'll go to our lady superstar. That's Nayanthara. No. Medtech superstar. But definitely we want to hear your most giving up point.
There's no one particular occasion. There were many such giving up points. As I said, 3 decades of the journey in the services space, consulting. Maybe I guess when I started this, just in the first 5-6 years when I joined the consulting firm, the first 5-6 years we had seen the biggest downturn. I remember immediately after the liberalization, that was in 2000s, the businesses got into bad economic cycles. At least 3 decades of consulting I had seen at least through cycles of recession, slowdown, so all these things don't matter to us anymore. It was the first experience of how downturn can affect businesses, and businesses will be totally wiped out of all the savings, of all the money, all the cash, whatever it is, and then, but then, those are the toughest cycles we did manage to overcome. And there were some personal setbacks in the personal life. There were times when there was a challenge, then wanted to give up, walk away. But then we bounced back, right? Those were the fleeting moments. Once you get into your lower cycles and lower moments, you take all those, you get across, you overcome all those emotional dramas and cycles. Like this, as I said, not a single moment, many issues, challenging businesses, managing businesses, managing people, where people don't want to upskill. And any service, any product has only a life cycle. You can't go on flagging it for 30 years, 20 years. So focus has to be a new product, a new service where businesses should believe in it, where you need to reinvest, refocus, kind of, redo many such things for which right from the top management to the lowest level, everybody should be with you. So the people challenges in businesses are plenty. The biggest time was COVID, where the services space, or any business for that matter, it shook everybody across the globe, but the services were the worst affected, very badly affected by the services. And that was the time again, just we felt like, do we have to really get out of this, walk away from this? But then again, that was the time taking a decision, refocus, rebuild, and reinvest. Like this, there was not a single moment. It's not just one occasion where you feel that you felt like, you just let me get out of this, walk away from this. No. What really, when you have it in your DNA to fight back, to fight all the odds, to hit back the system, you will not give up. You really wanted to give up. Sometimes people do joke, 3 decades in consulting, because there's something like a life cycle, or even for the biggest consulting firms, they say that, 10 to 15 years is a cycle, 20 years. It's very tough to continue in the services for 3 decades. It's 33 years for us. So it was not easy. But then, we continue to manage and survive. My focus, my interest is, especially after the COVID. COVID really made us understand, as consultants working with the industry, COVID is the time when we really understood what was going wrong with the entrepreneurial ecosystem. It's not that we didn't know earlier, but I will tell you in my subsequent conversations how things are going wrong in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Now, the decision some of us have taken is to contribute towards building responsible businesses in the country. What is building responsible businesses, responsible entrepreneurship, socially relevant businesses? This is going to be the way forward, and all of us are here to contribute to building that ecosystem also in the long run.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As ma'am said, decades in the service sector is not at all easy. No matter how much we do, there's always someone who's going to say something is wrong with this, something is wrong with that. You can always be better instead of just blaming if someone taking the blame, it's always that we have to be better than them than just pointing out the blame. So I think that's what ma'am was precisely putting across, and it was very great to hear from you, ma'am. So the last round, what we're going to ask is, so they talked about the toughest point, they talked about why they do what they do. But now for our students exclusively, like what is the technical aspect of skills and what is the life skill? The main thing for entrepreneurship is about the life skill. No matter what product you make, or even in life or in business, I think 90% of success or what is defined as success comes from how you deal with people. It all depends on how well you deal with people, how you are able to manage people. No matter what business you start, unless there's a team, which I am very grateful for having such an amazing team of interns, volunteers, my CEO, everyone. So I am very blessed to have that part. Yes, so like that, you will need your teammates. You will need them, without which it's not possible. So what is the one technical sort of aspect of skill that they should know, and what is the one life aspect of skill that they should have in this whole journey in entrepreneurship? Let's hear from Anbu.
So, when you desire to start a company, so you need to, you will do a proper research for your problem identification. You will identify your audience. If you are capable of meeting 150 people and question them to identify the exact problem, and this 150 people has to be your core audience who has the problem which you are addressing. Don't start with the ideation, start with the research. If you are capable of talking to 150 people without anybody's support, finding them, getting appointment with them, sitting with them and conducting a empathy-led interview. You will prepare the questionnaire, you will go to them, you will sit with them, you will empathize with them, and you will get the information from them about the problem you are going to address. If you are capable of doing this, start the business. Else don't start. You only with the technology we will not be able to achieve anything. Because what market wants is not the deep technology, not the technology driven solution, they want only the solution. So identify the problem and don't trust on one career, have a parallel career. So I'm an entrepreneur. I started my business as an event manager before my Inderma Medical Devices or Resources Life Science, the biotechnology company. I started my event management business that I started in the age of 18 itself. Parallelly, I worked with Eureka folks. Then after Eureka folks, I was doing training. I was a behavioral trainer during 2010, 11, 12 and all. Then I equipped myself in design thinking. I started getting certifications for my training career. So I have a parallel career with me, that is training, which will always brings me money. So then I had my passion with this biotechnology company. Now I'm safe. Somewhere and income is coming. So parallelly I was learning to be a good trainer. I wanted to become a subject matter expert as a trainer. So I equipped myself in design thinking. Today I am a design thinking expert. I work with school students, college students. I work with the corporates, individual entrepreneurs, market leaders. That is different. But my passion is my biotechnology company. My passion is my R&D company. So to keep this company live, you need to have some other career also. So don't focus on one goal. Have parallel career. That could be on your area of interest. It could be photography. It could be like a web developer. It could be anything that brings you easy money. That is like opportunities available everywhere. So identify a career like that. That could be a parallel career. It is not necessary you need to work with an organization. You can be a freelancer, you can be a consultant, but make sure like you pumping money from that parallel career. Other side, start working on your startup. Make sure like you have the guts, you have the confidence to meet minimum 150 people who have the problem which you are addressing.
Thank you so much. So I think you should start finding the 150 people. The other side, you have more than that. No, you should make friends and take ma'am's input. So that was a very good point, very valuable insight to you guys. Thank you so much, Anbu ma'am. Next, we'll hear about the technical skill and life skill from Hema. Please.
Hi. Yes. So technical skill, there are like multiple, but probably one thing which I could point out would be good storyteller. You need to be a good storyteller is what I would I believe. Like however good the product is, however advanced the technology is, if your customer is not able to understand what you are selling or what you are making, then you don't convert a sale, you don't make a sale. So be it an individual or be it a company, it can be B2B, B2C, whatever it is. You need to be able to weave a story out of the product that you're doing. It can be a traditional product, it can be a modern product, it can be any kind of product. But this kind of convincing or storytelling is something which I feel that each of us should equip ourselves with. Why? Because personally, I used to lack the skill before, and I've grown from that. So that's one of the reasons why I feel I am laying emphasis on this. And the life skills again there are a lot of life skills, but one thing to point out, never give up. I think that's like a very common thing, but from my personal experience, probably this I would not bias it more towards the women, but this is something which I recently went through. Like when you have, these are all social commitments that you need to do and family commitments that you need to do. You always need to know how to prioritize your family and the profession, and that becomes a slightly more complicated thing for females. I'm no kind of bias here, but that's how the society is. That is definitely a very tough time, which you definitely need to come across. These are all just family commitments, just a phase. But this is highly, it's very prone for you to go and get caught in all that family commitment and stuff. So it's just a phase where you need to stay strong and know your priorities. Know how to balance both your life and profession, because just one is not enough. Each needs to balance out the other. So this kind of balance is something that I feel at this point of time you might not realize, because you have very limited set of responsibilities. It's just your studies and college friends and whatever ideas you have. But when you start growing, you tend to get in a lot more responsibilities, and this is something which I would, say, ask for you to keep in your minds when you move forward, because this will really help in moving forward in both spheres of life. And that's it. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Hema. I think Hema's giving us a lot of reality, lot of hardcore stuff. No, can we give it up for Hema? She's taking us in a very, very specific, narrow point of view. Thank you so much. Next, again, from our, there was a lot of terms for you. They are saying Lady Kamal, Lady Superstar. I don't know if Nayanthara is going to come and fight. So please, let's hear it from Rama ma'am for one technical skill and one life skill.
I'm assuming that all of you are going to be STEM entrepreneurs. I use the word STEM very clearly because again, post-COVID, there's a global call of action that the focus is shifting back or has shifted back to encouraging STEM entrepreneurships. What does it mean is, 30 years ago, as I said, when I started my own consulting journey, I used to come across a lot of technocrat entrepreneurs. Okay, the entrepreneurs who know what they are building, who understand their domain, who understand the product or the service that they are developing. This is actually called technocrat entrepreneurship. This used to be the case till 30 years ago. Then the liberalization happened. When the liberalization happened, the changes the markets have seen in the last 2 decades is everybody is becoming an entrepreneur into all domains for which they have no connect. They do not have the educational qualification related to the domain or the respective competencies or the skills related to the domain. This was the story last 2 decades. We find more and more financial entrepreneurs is what we call them as, because they're not from the domain at all, but they've got the money to invest. They have put all the people, they started managing businesses. Is there anything wrong? Nothing wrong. What happened was, it just took one COVID for the global markets to feel and experience the gaps in the supply chain ecosystem. All the markets started seeing a lot of challenges in receiving the goods and services. So that was the 2-3 years were very crucial, where globally this is the COVID which has exposed the weaknesses in the system. Then the call of action is encourage STEM enterprises, which deals with your science, your mathematics, your technology and engineering. So STEM is the call of action. Now when you're going to be a STEM entrepreneur, what is going to be the technical skills that you have to learn from now is assuming, please understand, assuming that we are entering into a smart economy. The next wave of the economic growth globally is smart economy, which means even if you are a STEM entrepreneur, each one of you should know how the AI works, how the machine learning works. You must understand what is Industry 4.0 or 5.0 or whatever it is. Why is it very critical? Because I often find the statement from the STEM students, no, I'm not a computer guy, I'm not an IT guy, why should I learn all this? And everything is going to be linked to in a smart economy, even if it's a hardware device, it has to be integrated, it has to be automated. So in a smart economy, STEM enterprises, STEM entrepreneurs have to build a lot of that focus. This is a strong technical skill I advise all the aspiring STEM entrepreneurs. And if you're sitting here in an engineering institution, I'm assuming that all of you are engineers. The second part of this life skill is learn to manage your business. Understand how to manage finances. It may be your personal finance, maybe your business finance. So management skills. And then how to manage, how to market, how to understand the operations, people skills, everything. So that is managing part of it. So it's not sufficient if you just know only how to build a product. I'm just quoting these experiences when I listen to the pitches, when I go as a jury, I hear the pitches from the management students, all smart MBAs. I listen to the pitches from the engineering guys. I always quote this. The engineers, the STEM guys, very smart, nice ideas, nice problem statements, nice these things, but they don't know how to pitch. They don't know what is their terms and so on. Simple. So you go to a management students, they make beautiful pitches, but then there's no technical content there.
I would request you to explain terms and something.
Yeah.
It's very important for them. Yes.
So,
many of them didn't know at least.
Right. I'm coming to that point. Why you need to learn all this management skill is, the TAM is actually your total addressable market size. When you feel that you have a product or a service, you need to understand what is going to be a total addressable market size in terms of value. Then comes your SAM. That is your serviceable market. Okay, now you have a total addressable market. You have the serviceable and addressable market. How much you can address from that. And SOM is actually your very specific. Very specific. Out of your SAM, you cannot cover all the SOM, right? So that is again, very specifically only 60% or a 30% or a 40% of my SAM is going to be my SOM. So that is why it is called total addressable market, serviceable addressable market and serviceable and obtainable market. This is how it is. So the management students are extremely smart, but on the technical side they are very weak. So what happened, again I'm quoting all these things because these are the latest global changes, shift that is happening. Then they have realized, and there was a time when all the technical students were going for MBA. After their engineering, they have opted for MBAs. So they felt that with an MBA, they can get into management positions. But what the MBAs teach you is always, the focus is totally different, building balance sheets, building top line, bottom line, how to fix numbers, how to go after numbers, how to do numbers, nothing wrong again there. But what the business schools teach you is many things were lacking there. First of all, please understand, a STEM entrepreneur means you have a responsibility towards the society.
your product or the service, the solution that you're bringing, it has to have a strong social impact, socially relevant, and that is what is expected from a STEM education. This is not something which is taught in the management schools. So there was a shift after COVID, now globally, that they are bringing the management education back to technical institutions. So every engineering college, you find IITs, you find engineering institutions, they started focusing, building their own entrepreneurship development management schools and entrepreneurship development institutes inside their campuses. It's not here in India, it's happening across the globe. The reason is they wanted STEM students to understand the management skills in the right way. And not understanding the social relevance and the social impact and social responsibility is also causing a lot of issues at the marketplace. So the two skills, which life skills I talk about, one is on the technical side, technical skills. As I said, you need to embrace, understand what is going to be the smart economy. On the other side, life skills, focus on management side of it. That's it. I only said two things.
Yes.
What technical skill that they have to focus and what is the life skill they have to focus. Let me just also add on to this one latest development in US. This is brewing for the last 1 week. US has realized and that there is a gap in attracting the foreign skills and foreign talent into the country. So there is a change that they are proposing to include their skilled professionals program. The bill is likely to be introduced now. When that is done, it's going to affect many of the skilled professionals. In what way, I'll tell you. So US said, we want STEM professionals to come to the country. US believes in science and technology. We want to encourage S&T entrepreneurships here. So when you come to US, we expect you to come here, study here as a STEM professional. And then subsequently your market access, employment, entrepreneurship, everything is linked to that. They have realized, they have done an in-depth market study and they have realized that a STEM student is entering into the market for STEM education, and after that he is doing a management education, MBA, and then he is going into a non-STEM field. But the government has funded them, supported them, given them grants to encourage STEM education where they wanted to focus on R&D, research, building science and technology products all the time. So what they said now is, your fundamental education matters first. Your training and your upskilling, frequent training, skilling that is linked to your domain and your competency should go back to the respective domain in which your education has come from. So you can't do a mechanical engineering here in your STEM, your education, and then do your MBA and do something else working in a hotel. So they said that is not the technical skill we are talking about. So hereafter they are going to map it. You do your education, you do your skilling, develop your competencies in the related speciality only, or interdisciplinary, any other speciality, like a biotech. You have a biotech, a bio and chemical integration. It is acceptable, interdisciplinary, but not unrelated domains. In the process, to ensure this STEM focus is there, what they have done is, they have removed management, MBA education from the special skills list. So it is going to be considered as a general skill only. It is not a special skill at all. Why I am quoting this is, the focus, that is why they are saying you are a technocrat entrepreneur, you do your MBA or technocrat entrepreneurship, but not general MBA, which is not going to be of any use. These are the global changes. Whatever we are quoting now, you will see 10 years from now, all these things will be implemented. Whatever starts in US, that's the benchmark. It spreads across the world. Because they said more than 50% of the skilled professionals who have come to India, the US, the migrants, immigrants, more than 50% of them, the educational qualification is something, the domain that we are working, the work that we are doing, the businesses that they have built have no connect. This is something which they are going to correct, they said. So I'm just quoting this also. All these skills linkages are very, very critical.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think it was too in-depth for us. Sometimes it's like you have so much experience, ma'am. We are just starting out. So you are giving us like such high level of information. We are so happy that we have a chance to receive such level of in-depth information. Give it up for Rama, ma'am, guys. So now we have our final summary of conclusion of all this power. So the title is, it's not just a panel. Everyone keeps panel. We will keep all new titles. We always go for different things. So it's about passion, power, and so much of women power is here. So let's transfer that and give a nice summary on. Let's hear from Ramya ma'am first, last about the life skill and the technical skill and overall summary if you can. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they have been hearing a lot, and just to draw our attention, and when she was telling about storytelling, I thought I will share a small story as the students are a bit disturbed now. And please listen carefully. I have a question for you at the end of my story. So as she said, like how do we get ideas into business? This is a small funny story. 4 young persons who wanted to start a business, they decide to start a taxi business in their hometown. So what they do is they don't have money, so they just go to the local zamindar, borrow some money, take a taxi, buy a taxi, and then they decide where they have to put the taxi, and they see like there is a lot of potential customers coming to the bus stand, so I'll go and park the taxi in the bus stand so that I'll get a lot of customers. So they take the taxi, park it near the bus stand, all of them sit inside and they have been waiting for the customers. So they have a business idea now. They have a good potential of customers also. Day 1, they didn't get any customers. 2, 3, 4, no customers. At the end of the month, they couldn't pay the interest back to the zamindar. So they just thought like they don't have any money, so they thought like, okay, I'll go and return the taxi to him and say like, instead of the cash borrowed, you keep this car. And they take the car to him and say to the zamindar, we are sorry, like we could not repay, you take this car. And the zamindar is a quite shrewd fellow. He knows business well. He says, okay, guys, I'll help you. I'll come with you and see where you messed up this. So he comes there with 4 guys and understands what went wrong. Did anyone follow my story? And can you tell me where the guys did a mistake? Yes?
Well, hands please, hands. You? Okay. Sorry.
The target audience were the passengers who are waiting for the bus, because in bus it costs around nearly 15 to less than 15 for single stop. For taxi it will cost around more than 100, so they can't afford
For it. True. Okay. One reason. Anything else? Correct. Good. I appreciate. Yeah. But they did one mistake when they marketed the product.
The market audience. So,
Okay.
person who are waiting for the bus will not able to pay for the taxi.
Good.
We can change the place to some other tourist spots or where passengers will be available and ready to pay for the business. It's the right place to do it.
Good. Okay. There's one more point which I'm actually expecting.
From the story you told, they were just sitting inside that auto.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the right answer. Because whenever the customers approached, they felt the taxi is occupied. These guys were so lazy to stand outside and they were all the time sitting inside the car. So they always felt the car is occupied. This is one of the other reasons of failure. Why I share this story here is everyone will have an idea. Everyone know that it's very easy to say, yes, I have an idea, I'm going to do this business. But then where the difference between a successful and unsuccessful people is there, like how we execute it is very important. We must know how we execute the business plan and conduct our business to make it successful. I have read in a book like when 2 teams play a cricket or a baseball, both the teams aim high. Both of the teams want to win the game. So their goal is good. But finally, who practice and make it better wins the game. So as a business person, once you start, you all have to practice good habits every day and become a better person every day. As all of them before me have covered almost all the important points. So I just would add just 2 points. One is, as ma'am said, learning is a very good habit and you have to learn continuously and be adaptive. The second point, wherever you are, whether you come into business or not into business, learn to celebrate your failures. Don't be afraid of your failures. People succeed because they understand that failures don't define them, but they learn their lessons from failures. The next generation, what we see, or you people are very quick in making decision and you give up. I may be talking in general. You guys may not be like that, and I would also like you all to fight for success. But in general, what I have seen is like you are very quick in making decisions. So just don't give up, as I have already said, because there are a lot of challenges waiting once you start your journey, and learn to celebrate your failures. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a lovely wrap for such an awesome, not a panel, but all about power. So let's give up for all 4 of our lovely panelists.